Pavlina. I'm here in New York City, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking to homeless people and getting their story. Let's check it out.
My life story was fast, trouble. I was in a lot of trouble. Been in group homes, jail, institutions. Now I'm homeless. I'm homeless now, and I'm kind of like trying to save money up, like off the bottles every day, so I can get a place out in Pennsylvania because it's cheap out there. So it's pretty much like what I'm doing now. You know, I'm out here surviving. I've been out here maybe like about 8 years in Manhattan, and it's pretty much that's about it, really. Pretty much, yeah. But I cook. I also cook. I'm a chef. I used to work in the college of Staten Island. I was the AM chef over there, 6 to 2. I mean, so I do a lot of things and stuff, but I mean, you know, I'm just doing this right now to survive, pretty much. You know, stay out of trouble at the same time, and it's honest, you know, so those 3 things.
What would you have done differently if there was something you could...
Wow, do differently? I probably would have been more obedient to my mother. Have been more obedient, you know.
What are your plans? I know you said you wanted to head over to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I want to move out there. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm. That's what I'm doing. I'm aiming for pretty much. Yeah, trying to get something going before the winter. But I'm hooked up with a place called Manhattan Outreach. So they help people out to get cribs, like places to stay and stuff. So I have something coming up like maybe September. So if I can get in with that, then I'll get in with that. But if I have enough money saved up by September, then I'll just go down there. Because the cost of living is cheaper. It's way cheaper, you know, so.
And then you said you used to be a chef out of college. Would you probably want to go, you know, be a chef in Pennsylvania or something?
Yeah, if I could, yeah, if I could, if I had the opportunity, yeah.
I used to be an insurance agent. I had my own company. I mean, long story short is I had a business partner. He kind of screwed me over, back a lot of words, and stole all the residual income I had built up for the company. So before I could get a new job and catch up on the bills, I lost my apartment, got evicted, and so forth.
Like, do you have any plans on maybe, you know, getting back in the business or partnering up with someone else?
No, not getting back in the business. You know, starting another company, something else, just not back in insurance. I didn't really like it. I just good money, that was it.
Let's see, I was born in Alaska, and then I moved to Texas. Born and raised in Texas whole life. I worked, you know, real hard, for as long as I could. My dad owned a business growing up, so 16, turned around and dropped out of high school, started working. You know, been the only kid my age having money that I had. You know, just fucking off left and right. You know, having fun. Just partying and the women or whatever. I don't really know where to. I don't know where to take this. Just keep going. Okay. In and out of penitentiary my whole life. I'm 30 years old, 29 years old. I got about six years done inside. All for stupid shit that never should have, amounted to anything. His system's fucked up, But, I'm out now. I'm here in New York City. I'm from Texas. Me and my wife, we came here to New York, and we were in the Bronx, and we went inside somewhere. Came out, our car got stolen, and so that's how we ended up homeless, So since then, we've been just trying to save what we can get and do what we can do and get out, get out of the situation that we are in.
What are some things that you might have changed or
focus more on my education? That way I don't have to work so hard with my hands. I'm 30 years old and I'm beat up. I'm hurt. Just keep my head on straight. Just don't get distracted so easy. Stuff like that.
What are your future plans?
Should get off the streets. Get an apartment, get a house, get a job, start a family,
Do you just like living in New York?
Yeah.
On the street? It's terrible because you got rude people, as you see. people that's rude, and they don't give a fuck. And they couldn't even live out here if they wanted to. Some people are rude because they're rude. I mean, it gets frustrating asking people for change, and they just look at you like, you know, I understand nobody owes me anything, but yet and still. At any given time, it can happen to you. You're not exempt. You could go home, all of a sudden, you don't have nowhere to live no more. Tomorrow, you don't have a job no more. Things of that nature. But they don't look at it like that.
Guys, I'm here with Lisa. Can you tell me part of your story?
Nothing. My family like threw me out and they all died on me, and now I have nowhere to go. The shelter system is like being in jail. I just use them to my advantage as far as to take a shower, change my clothes, and that's all I do there. Everything else, I do nothing else with the shelter system.
What would you have done differently, maybe?
Like stayed with my family until the last day on the dying bed. I would have stayed there.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any like future plans that you would like to work on?
Nope. Just one day I'll be out of the street and hopefully I have my own place or I meet someone.
So I'm here with Shauni.
My landlord was a slumlord, and she asked everyone on the third floor to move out. So she waited until we gave her our money first, and we were paying monthly rent, $350 a month for a rooming house. Thank you. She asked everyone to move out after, and everyone said they weren't moving out because we paid our money. Well, she had the bathroom ripped out since no one was leaving, so I went to City Hall actually, and I spoke with them, told them the situation. It took a little while for them to come there, but when they came, they told everyone that they had to leave on the third floor because it was hazardous, being that the fire escape was boarded up. There were no fire alarms throughout the whole building, and she had the bathroom ripped out, so they just left us in the street after lying, saying they were going to reimburse me on first month's rent and security deposit.
What has it been like out here?
Well, this is Molly. She had another sister whose name is Mommy, and I was sleeping on the Upper West Side one night, and at 1:10 I woke up, and she was out of her harness, and she was sitting by my feet. I woke up, I picked her up, and I put her harness and leash back on her. I woke up again at 2:30, and she was gone because someone had taken her. I know someone had taken her because I trained them very well, and they won't go anywhere without. If I'm asleep, they'll stay around me, but if I'm awake, then they'll go a certain distance, like to that mailbox right there, but they won't go any farther. So that's how I know that someone has taken her. It's been very depressing. That happened 3 weeks ago. Every time I put up flyers and I go back over that way, the flyers are taken down. So I have to keep putting up more and more flyers. But when I had her, I wasn't as depressed as what I am right now. But the upside, we found a place. I just have to raise $500 in order to get the place. Yes.
So what are some things that, like your upcoming plans?
Well, I had a job. I had to, it only lasted a month because I have arthritis in my left knee. And the type of work I was doing, I was walking around all day. And so that made my knee much worse and the arthritis flared up. So now I'm looking for another job, like a desk job or something. I have experience with personal assistance, so I'm hoping to find something like that. I've also worked with kids, and I also volunteered at 2 nursing homes for 4 years. I just love doing those jobs as well. So I'm hoping to find something like that where I wouldn't have to be on my leg all day. That way the arthritis doesn't flare up the way that it has. And I went to finish school. Before I lost my place, I was looking into schools so that I could finish school. And after I'm done finishing my GED, I went to go to college for business. And I went to go to school for something like, well, ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to help people. And I feel like it was fate to put me in this predicament so that I know what it is to go through this. That way I know what I need to do in order to help people that are in this situation. And I also want to help animals that are stray and sick and everything. I actually saved her life. When we had our place, I'm not sure if it was the mold or something, but she had gotten sick when we were in our rooming house, and the doctor was closed when I realized that she was losing a bunch of weight, and I realized she wasn't really eating. So what I did was I prayed and I cried because she's my baby and I didn't want to lose her. I took a bottle, like the Sunkiss bottles that they have, the ones with the thing on at the top as if it's like a ninny or something, and I put a pinch of sugar, some water, some wet cat food, the wellness kind, and I put in some solid gold sea meal, solid gold sea meal, and I shook it up to blend it together, and then I fed it to her for a whole week. After feeding it to her the whole week, she started gaining her weight back, and she started eating again, and she's 100% now.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And you were saying that you wanted to look into schools and everything. What schools were you looking at? Like, what would you want to major in?
I want to go to school for business and also nursing because I want to, whenever I have kids, I don't want them right now, but when I have kids, I want to have a home birth for my child instead of the hospital. So I want to go to school for like nursing and, yes, business and all of that.
Cool. Thank you so much for talking.
No problem. Have a nice